Hey guys, we're going to dive right into texture. So, what is texture? Texture is how a surface feels when you touch it or how it looks like it might feel when you touch it, okay? It appears to the sight and the touch. Ribbed, crinkled, rough, smooth, these are all words that you would use to describe texture. So you can say that something feels rough or something feels smooth, but really what you're defining there is the texture. When we talk about texture, we need to also talk about pattern. When you are using pattern or colors, you're going to create the illusion of texture. And that's important to note for a couple of reasons. So if we look at the background of this slide, and there's not real burlap there. What is happening is that the colors and the pattern of the burlap is creating this illusion of burlap, this illusion of this rough texture when you touch the burlap. So there's three types of texture. Tactile is the feel of a surface when you touch your hand to it. That is tactile texture. Visual texture, this is the appearance of the surface. When you say, oh, that looks like it might feel like this. Audible is the sound the surface makes when it's rubbed. The two that we really need to talk about, and I want you to start on your note page, is tactile texture and visual texture. Texture adds three different things. A, light affects the appearance of texture. Shiny textures are going to reflect more light and appear to be brighter. And rough textures are going to reflect little light, and then they'll appear to be darker. This is important, especially if you're going to use this with your space when you are trying to create an illusion. Say you're working with a smaller room and you want to make it look bigger, you'd want to add more shiny textures into it because you're brightening up that room, it's reflecting light. B, texture can be formal or informal. A formal texture is going to be that shiny, refined, smooth texture, okay? And a informal texture will be rough, heavy textured walls are typically informal. They give a really cozy, casual appearance. And lastly, size. Size matters with texture a great deal. Heavily textured walls will make your room seem smaller. And walls with little to no texture are going to make the room appear larger. So if we look at a large texture, a texture possibly with a motif or a design in it, or a really fluffy 70s shag carpeting, that's going to make your room seem smaller because it's a heavy texture. A shiny, smooth texture, that's a very small texture, that's going to make the room seem bigger. So texture can influence the way that we feel and behave in a room. Heavily textured walls make the room appear smaller. These two pictures I have right here have pretty much the same layout. They seem to be about the same size. And I've got two walls right here. So let's just pay attention to this wall and this wall for right now. So we can see that there's some sort of brick motif happening here. And it's enclosing the space. It's making the space seem smaller because not only is it a darker color, but it's also textured in a way that does that. Shiny walls make the room seem bigger than it is. We've got shiny stuff in the back, but we also have smooth textures around the whole room as well. We've got a mix of shiny and rough textures in this space, and I really like this combination because it gives it a lived-in casual sense. So we've got that shiny right here, the shiny here, and then we've got a bit of rough with the plant life here, and then we've got rough with the pillow, shiny with the pillows. It's a really great combination. Now this room is amazing, okay? I love this room just because of the texture. So we have a painting with actual texture right here, and then we have this feature wall in the back that has just the most amazing appearance of a rough texture. When you touch that wall, I bet it's completely smooth, but looking at it, you think it's gotta be rough, right? And then we've got this mix of shiny, formal dinner placement that really just brings the room together. We've got a really good balance here of formal versus casual. So I linked a paper of 3 couches. What I want you to do, and since we're not at school, what you're going to need to do is go around your house and find 3 different surfaces that have different textures. So I really encourage you to find something that's not all smooth. Try and find a rough texture. And what you need to do is rub with a crayon or a colored pencil against the paper when it's laid down against your surface to really capture that texture. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you have a great day.